Salutations, everyone. I love the hair. The hair is horrendous. What do you call it? Got arms today, so rear delts and arms. Just came back from work, so I'm a bit worn out. So I'm gonna have an energy drink and then head to the gym. So what I'm gonna plan to do is obviously just show the workout normal. Hopefully the studio is free. If it is, get to show you, the little pump check. But also after, I want to do like a little segment of like kind of like I'd say it's more like a rant, maybe a yap or a waffle. But I think it's topics that maybe I want to like talk about, especially like with YouTube specifically. And I'll probably just use it for clips for Instagram on my page. But anyways, rear delts and arms, smash that, and then I got meal prep after I finish editing this video. But simple days. Commercial break. No, too heavyweight. Alright, try this. Too high. It's alright. Okay. You know, it's great because barely anyone here. We're in the studio, and what do you call it? I'd say roughly around 20 people, 20-ish people in the gym, which is good. Though it is Father's Day, but point is, barely anyone in the gym, anyone in the studio, checking if the mic's working, and that means I could pose as freely as I want. Sorry, I'm just trying to connect it to the phone. Ooh. It's a bit too bright. Let me dumb down the brightness. Yeah, it should be fine. So, all right, debug. Now I've got cardio. I am going to what do you call it? Instead of me sitting down and eating my food, I'm actually going to be meal prepping and waffling. But then again, my camera is on like 20-ish%. But I'll just be waffling if I've got any topics to say. But see about the fucking posing. So left foot. What's that? So this is one of the poses that Men's Physique NPC is going to be finding out. So keep it straight, left foot this way. And then I don't know how to properly pose, but I mean, this is how I pose pretty much over the years, but I've just seen it online. It's a lot of like classic physiques. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Oh, that's about it. I don't know how well you can see me, but instead of just me sitting down, doing, the usual stuff of waffling, talking about, anything, I thought I could do two things at once and meal prep while also talk to you guys. So I think one big question I've been asked a lot is why did I start doing this bodybuilding comp? And I think, well, the main reason I chose to do this bodybuilding comp is, well, it's honestly like a side quest in my opinion. Because, I mean, it was very last minute and I was thinking, okay, what do I like? What have I really got for the summer? I've already completed my exams, my assignments. I need to get lean because I've got a wedding to go to. And also, I want to look good for the summer. But that wasn't really a motivating factor because I've already kind of done that. But the last time I did that, it was when I The last time I did that, it was like 2 years ago. And when I did that, I did get lean, but I also lost a bit of my build. Like, you could tell that I got lean, but it's just that I was pretty small. And obviously the change now is that I'm a lot bigger. But I don't really want to do that. So what could I do? Could I just get a coach and, you know, could I just get a coach and just do it the normal way? Or should I have another, you know, motivating goal to achieve? And that's when I thought, screw it, I'll do a bodybuilding comp. But it wasn't originally my idea. The idea from this was actually a friend of mine who suggested at the beginning of this year, saying, you should do a bodybuilding comp. And at the time, I wasn't really keen on it. I didn't really care. I wasn't really that really, how do I say this? I wasn't really sold on the idea of going to an actual stage and performing and, you know, showing what I could potentially be as a bodybuilder. So it didn't really come up to me. And at the time, I had uni, I had assignments, so I didn't really think on that aspect. But the more time passed, the more I thought, okay, maybe I could do it. Because what else have I got going on apart from uni? But uni's essentially done for the year. So what have I got going on? Well, work, chilling for the summer, Instagram, and that's about it. But I thought maybe I could kill two birds with one stone, do YouTube, also Instagram to show off, you know, that I'm doing a bodybuilding comp, but also prove to myself that I could get lean but keep the build. That makes sense. And at first I was like, okay, what kind of comp do I want to be doing? Do I want to go for the classical or should I go for men's physique? And at first I was like, okay, I want to go classical. Why not? Because for classical, it's the most, in my eyes, it's the most well-known comp, in my opinion, from what I've seen. But after training for a bit with my coach, I leaned into more on the idea of doing men's physique. And it's not because I don't think my legs can be improved. It definitely has, especially from starting from where I was, and in comparison to now. But it's more on the idea of I'm not comfortable with the fact that I'm going to be on stage basically naked with tight pants. And keep in mind, my friends could come to my competition and see me like that. I mean, it's more like I find it more embarrassing. But maybe that's just me. And plus, being on stage in front of people, in front of judges, that's just a whole different realm I don't think I'll be ready to go for. But for me to just go for men's physique and wear shorts, I mean, it wasn't a bad shout to me. So I spoke with my coach, and my coach said we kind of both agreed we want to play our cards what we're dealt with. So why not go for men's physique? And after a couple of days, I was like, you know what? Why not? I'll go for men's physique. Why not? Because it is a start, but I want to start with a bodybuilding comp I know I could thrive on. Because with classical, it's everything. Obviously, shoulders, triceps, biceps, quads, calves, all of that. And to be frank, I wasn't training properly with my legs when I first started training at all, like in the gym. Not for my competition, but just in general. But now, I think from my first bodybuilding comp, I'll be more comfortable with doing men's physique. And after doing some research and talking with a potential posing coach, it's a lot harder than I thought in terms of how I want to view myself, because with posing for men's physique, the one I'm doing, NPC, you get, I think, a 30-second window to show your physique, your individual physique. You only get to show your front and your back. You don't get to show your sides, don't get to like fully show your back or put your arms to the air and then show your back. You don't do that. That's not what you do for NPC. But in PCA, I think you can do that. But the point is, in PCA, it's a longer duration for your individual performance. With NPC, the one I'm doing, it's quick in and out. Show my fronts and my backs, and that's it. And I'm not saying I'm not comfortable with my front or my back. I think I got a very good back and a pretty decent front, but it's more on what I could potentially show. I can't do a single bicep, like I don't know what the name is, like a front bicep. I can't do a double front bicep. I can't do that. That's not what the judges are looking for. But I mean, that's something to really consider, especially for someone who isn't really knowledgeable in terms of the competition aspect. And I think in my opinion, for men's physique, maybe add one more pose. I mean, it doesn't hurt to just do this, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing it. That might just be me. But the point is, I have to learn how to properly pose, and not just pose. I mean, properly form into those poses, like the formation of it. I have to smoothly go into the poses while keeping a good eye contact with the judges, but also showing confidence, because I don't want to boast too much, because if I do too much, then I guess I lose points. I don't know how the point system works, but I think with posing, it's something I have to definitely learn, because I could have all the muscle in the world. I could have the best physique out of everyone. Let's just say I have the best physique out of everyone in that competition. Cool. If I cannot successfully show my posing, show my muscles correctly, whereas someone else who has less muscle but can show his physique properly, he will win the competition, no doubt about it. So posing is very essential, and that's what I've come to realize, especially in terms of my experience of posing, because the only posing I've actually done is just, well, for myself in front of the mirror after I finish my workouts and what I've seen online, but a lot of them is just classical physique poses. So it's what I've learnt from the internet, but now I've got to learn how to form into those poses, potentially get a posing coach, because as much as I want to rely on just my coach, I need to learn how to properly do the poses. But anyways, that was a little bit of a rant, but main thing I want to do is have a new goal, and I think it's definitely something, how can I say this? It's definitely set my mind into what I really want to achieve, because beforehand I was distracted with other things in terms of, like, money, work, this and that, and I was really just waiting for summer to come around so I could see my friends and go see my family. But now I've got this new goal where I'm fully investing in myself, not only mentally and physically, but also financially, because eating healthy isn't cheap. Let me get that straight. Eating healthy isn't cheap, because it's expensive for like stocking your ingredients, your foods, also your chicken, and also fruit. Fruit is very essential, because I like blueberries. Blueberries are amazing. Blueberries are probably one of the best fruits I've ever had, but they are expensive, and they're the main ones that really take my bank account. Like, they're the ones that fry my bank account. So eating healthy is very expensive, and it's kind of sad. But I mean, all I'm thinking of after comp, it's not. Well, it is eating like shit. I want to eat. Don't get me wrong. As optimistic and nonchalant I want to be, I'm gonna be eating like shit. I'll be real. I want to eat donuts. I want to eat brownies. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna eat this all the time. It's just a set period where I just want to eat sweets, because I have a sweet tooth, and that's one of the hardest things, especially for someone who's trying to compete. But when they're with friends, family, loved ones, and they're enjoying their meals. Like, for example, if you're going to be with your parents and your parents have made food, obviously you want to eat that. But You can't, because it's not part of your meal. Unless you're on a diet break, then that's a different story. But then again, if you're on your diet break, do you really want to go all in with your parents eating and then lose all that progress? It's not to say that, every parent is different, of course. But it's to say, do you want to lose all that progress within a week of taking a break from your diet? That's the main thing. But, you know, I forgot what my point is. I think it was just mainly focusing on who you wanna, like, how you wanna invest in yourself. That's my main point. But oh, look at that, rice is already done. But I think with this new goal, it's definitely showing me my limits and what are my real struggles. But it's also showed me that I could aspire to a new goal while also inspiring others. But I mean, I aim to inspire others, but if I can inspire one person, that's fine. I'll be very happy with it. I think that was the little rant over. If you've watched up until this video, I very much appreciate it. While this video is being edited, I'm most likely still doing my my meal preps, but it's a different story. Anyways, I think that's rant for the day. Appreciate you guys watching very much. I don't think I say this enough, that if you do watch until the end of the video, I very much appreciate it. I mean, I'm trying to do these YouTube things, not seriously. It's a hobby of mine, and it's something that I'd like to do. I've been watching YouTube since, well, I mean, you've heard this cliche saying all the time. I've been watching YouTube since I was a little kid, this and that, and it is very true, especially for me, because I've been watching YouTube for so long. At first, I wanted to be a YouTuber, but it didn't work out. Then I thought, hey, maybe acting will be good, because I've always liked movies and I always wanted to be part of movies, but it's a lot to do with luck, so I took a different route. But with this, if I could document my men's physique competition and show the journey where I started at and where I'm going to be later on in the future, I think it could, and hope, inspire others to take that leap of faith and change, not just physically, but also mentally for themselves, because people don't realize how much it can mentally improve your mental health. I just said mentally like 4 times and it made no sense, but I think you get what I mean. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm just weighing this chicken, see if this is a good substantial amount. That's too much, but I'm just exhausted. Another thing about competition is meal preps. Oh god, the amount of meal prepping I need to do. And keep in mind, I have a job as well, so I have to do that. Thankfully, I don't have uni. If I had uni, I don't think I would have done comp, genuinely, because meal prepping, then working out, fasted cardio, then my job, then editing, then this and that is so much, and it would just burn me out. Whereas now I don't have a uni, so that takes a lot of the pressure out the way. So I could focus and invest myself into working out, but also editing and showing my progress with men's physique. So yeah. Anyways, meal prepping it's fun, but it's a bit time consuming, and especially if you want to have time just to do nothing, like relax, which I like to do. It does take that time away, but it is definitely rewarding, especially if you need to eat and you're like, oh, there's my food, it's already done. But anyways, I'm gonna end it off right there. I appreciate you lot for watching. I don't know. Take care. Good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you lot are at. And honestly, yeah, in a bit. Bye bye.